Welcome back. In this video, we're going to look at the 3 tools that help me personally and the swimmers that I coach inside my academy and how to break their PBs and their plateaus. This video is for swim parents and competitive swimmers, and if you want to learn more about how I can help you as a swimmer or swim parent inside my academy, then just click the link below this video. Let's get stuck in. Okay, so this is the 3 tools that I help Ryan here inside my academy. I think this would be a really good example on how it can relate to yourself, because sometimes if we're looking at just me, sometimes unrelatable in some kind of sense. So I think it'd be really good to break down Ryan here. He's 15, 100, 200 meter butterflyer, and he is based in a club in Singapore. And what we're able to do is really help implement these 3 tools inside your current club system and in your current club training. So if you're a swim parent, or a competitive swimmer inside of a club, these tools are going to be able to help you inside of that too. In terms of his struggles then, when he came to me, Ryan was training really hard with his club, but he hit a wall with his times, but mainly he hit a wall mentally. And that's the first thing that we try implement is improving your mindset, because once you can improve your mindset, then the technical training, the race strategy, the executions become a lot easier, because you're a lot more open to change and you're a lot more open to learn new things and to implement new strategies. His goal obviously was to get a PB, wanted to go sub 61 in the 100 fly and sub 215 in his 200 meter fly. But what was stopping him also was no race strategy, self-doubt, nerves leading up to a race day, and some technical flaws. So we use these 3 tools, the mindset training, the technical training, and the race strategy in his current club training to really help with these things that was stopping him. And then obviously the result was he PB'd and got sub 61. So excellent job from Ryan. What we did was he joined the academy, and we definitely went through mindset, because that was the one thing that he was struggling with the most, was his mindset. And like many other swimmers, just like Ryan, you're in hard training blocks, you're fatigued, the feel of the water isn't there, and you're kind of just doubting your speed. So the first thing that I gave him, what you should do too, is the PSM framework. This is a framework that I use personally for myself to help me overcome bad training days or bad racing days. And it's basically problem, solution, mental shift framework. And how we basically use this is we split them up into the problem. So a scenario that I like to create is the bad training day, or even a race, because that happens to all of us quite often. So what do? Well, you use the problem of feeling slow, you didn't hit the targets, didn't hit your times, you're maybe feeling sluggish. That is your problem that you've got right now. So how do you find a solution to that? Well, in the session, you can always find one thing to do. You can always find that one small win. And if you're able to focus on that one small thing, it could be like trying to improve your turn rotation. It could be to do an extra underwater fly kick, whatever that might be. These small wins over time, as you stack them, will end up getting you that PB, or you'll end up improving significantly over time. And that leads to the mental shift. So you've went from this is a waste of time, waste of session, I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling fatigued, it's not a good training day, to actually you're reflecting on it and being like, you know what, I actually did something out of that I thought I couldn't do. And then that will help you park it and then just move on to the next session. So the PSM framework is a really powerful tool for you to use alongside loads of other mental techniques that we use inside the academy. But for this one, I want you to, in your next session, if you feel like you're having a bad one or you're not feeling great, use this framework and let me know in the comment section, or DM me on Instagram on how you feel like it worked for you or your swimmer if you're a swim parent watching this. And then the next block, or the next pillar, is the technical training. We use video analysis to really help with this. As you can see here, with Ryan, I dissected his video that he sent me, strengths and work-ons, and that's what we use to really help identify areas of improvement. In my own training, we have $1 million camera system that we use to help identify our turns, our skills, like our dives as well, catch position, all these different things that are going to make us better, that 1%. And that 1% can make such a huge difference in your racing and in overall times. So what we noticed through video analysis is 2 areas of improvement. Is head positioning in his dive. He needed to lift his chin up a little bit more and look forward, because he was looking so far down that he just went in that trajectory. So we want to use our head to go forward in that direction and to improve the entry. So that was the first thing that we really identified, was his dive. And then what I did was then use that video analysis, showed him, he then realized what he needed to do, And then I gave him tips, cues, drills in order to actually improve that inside his current training. And then, you know, a couple of weeks later, we keep working back and forth, and then he gets better at his dive. So it's a really powerful way to improve your swimming technique is through video analysis. Butterfly catch then was another area of improvement. The cues he used in training with drills he already does. This is really important because we aren't trying to reinvent the wheel. The drills that I do in training are probably the exact same drills that you do in training. Body position kick, single arm, dog paddle, you know, you name it, I probably do it. It's actually just trying to work on that drill and perfect it as much as possible, because there's always things that you can try and improve on. So I gave him cues to think about while he's doing the drills that his coach is giving him, so that he can actually become better at that drill and therefore be better in his efficiency, in his DPS, and in his overall racing. So these quick wins really help boost the swimmer. So if you're able just to improve a slight small detail in a stroke or in a drill, that kind of quick win really boosts you as a swimmer and boosts your morale and gives you that confidence that is really important to become better. The third pillar was race strategy. Really important, and something that I use all the time myself. We use two different tools to help with better race strategy. We use a race process objective sheet, and then we use a race performance report. So the race process objective sheet is for before a race. This actually plans out your race strategy as a whole. So instead of looking at time outputs, so let's write this down actually. Instead of looking for time objectives, we are looking for goal objectives or goal or process. So nothing is time based. It's going to be things like your underwater fly kicks. As you can see here, we looked at underwater fly kicks, faster turns and smooth breakout. And what you want to do is start to give yourself a score out of 10 when you do the race. So execution score means how well you did these three things that you say you were going to do, because there's one thing saying what you're going to do and then actually doing it in a race. And if we want to be able to execute on race day when it matters at the pinnacle of the sport, and we want to actually execute what we need to do, then doing these drills, you could say, or doing these exercises is what's going to help be able to do that. Because even if you swim a PB and swim really fast, but you didn't do these three things, then your execution score would actually still be like 2 out of 10. And vice versa, if you don't get a PB, but you do all these three things, then your execution score would be a 10 out of 10. And that way you're able to see, okay, what's actually working? You know, is your 8 underwater fly kicks optimal? Or do you need to do 10 or 6 underwater fly kicks? And it's just going to give you more ammo in training to really work on what you need to do and how to become better. It's a really good way to strategize for a race, but then also learn from the race as well. Same kind of thing with the race performance report. It gives you detailed analysis of your splits, so more time-based stuff, because we also need metrics and data. So the race process sheet is objectives that aren't time-based, and then the race report is time-based and data-driven. So it's going to be things like your stroke rate, your stroke count, your splits, your turn speed, all within that one race. And then you're going to have hard evidence to see, okay, well, what is it that you need to actually improve on? Is it your turn speed that you need to work on turn 3? Or is it your tempo and your rate's too high at the start and then drop significantly? Then that's going to give you more ammo and actually hard evidence to suggest what you need to work on in training, because there's no point guessing on how a race went and how it felt, because how you feel can be really subjective, and you can feel really good one day and not feel good the other day. So having things like this is going to really help you be data driven and actually understand what you need to do in order to improve your overall race strategy. So what does this tell us? Well, if you're a swim parent or a competitive swimmer, you don't need to work and put in more effort into your training. What you need to do is use these three pillars, these three tools to actually work smarter. It's not all about trying to put in more effort, more hard training, because if you're between the age, if you're in your junior age at the moment, like when you become 18 or senior, everyone's already trained so hard. Everyone's done loads of training, 10 years of training. But what's going to separate you? It's going to be the tools, it's going to be the skills, it's going to be the technique, it's going to be building those foundations. That's what's going to make you better. By applying the Olympic system that I teach in my academy into your current club training, that's what's going to make a big difference for you. If you are relating to this, and if you're just like Ryan, and you want to apply these three key pillars into your training, then obviously join the academy, link in the description. But I hope you find this video really helpful, And let me know if you've been doing some of these things already, or if you're going to implement it into your next training. Let me know in the comments or DM me on Instagram. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.